I'm America's Digital Pro, Kim Commando, and welcome to Tech News This Week. It's our podcast that gives you the top stories, the scams, the security alerts, and the crazy happenings in the tech world. We'll get started in just a moment, but first, we'd like to thank our partners who help make these podcasts possible. Coming up in Tech News this week, we're going to talk about some creepy gadgets not to buy this Christmas. They could actually steal your privacy.
I'm Mike James. We're also going to tell you how you can get yourself a free Apple Watch.
Plus, Amazon's new headquarters won't deliver as many jobs to the winning city as promised. Keep listening, and we're going to explain why.
And you know what a VPN is. It's a virtual private network. Are free VPN apps safe? We'll tell you why some aren't as secure as they probably should be.
Later, want to watch whatever you want, whenever you want? Okay, it sounds terrific, doesn't it? You can. All you need is that one little streaming box, but it gets so confusing trying to find the right one. Don't worry, I'm going to help you decide which is the best one for you. All that and much more is coming up on Tech News This Week from Commando.com.
We start with some ideas on how to shop safely this holiday season. Don't look now, but Black Friday is just around the corner, and that's usually when most people start to get serious about gift buying for the holidays. And with all the amazing innovations in technology these days, you have plenty of things to choose from. But how do you know if a gadget is safe and protects a person's privacy? Many items now come with built-in cameras and speakers that could potentially hear and see everything you do. Think about how terrible you would feel if you gave someone a gift that ended up breaching their privacy. And that's why Mozilla recently released a privacy report dealing with some of the most popular holiday gifts this year. It covers about 70 items and tells you if they meet basic security standards like encrypting data and having easy-to-understand privacy policies. About 25 of these items on that list met those standards, one of which is the video game Nintendo Switch. Also, if you're looking for a smart speaker, the Mycroft Mark I is a good option. It uses encryption, doesn't have a camera, and does not use location tracking. On the other hand, something that you should avoid buying is the Freddy Baby Monitor. That's Freddy, F-R-E-D-I, Baby Monitor. It doesn't use encryption and does not receive automatic security updates, plus the password is 123. So those are just a couple of items on the list, and if you'd like to find out more, go to Commander.com and read our article titled Most Creepy Gadgets That Take Away Your Privacy Not to Buy This Christmas. You'll find everything you need to know.
How'd you like to get a free Apple Watch? That's right, I said a free Apple Watch. Here's the deal. United Healthcare is teaming up with Apple to give members a free Apple Watch. You heard me. Yes, I said free. But of course, there's a catch. Here's how it works. The company that you have health insurance through needs to sign up for United Healthcare's wellness program. It's called Motion. Then you can request an Apple Watch worth up to $300. You just have to pay taxes and shipping up front. And, well, you have to get your steps in. The program requires you to walk at least 10,000 steps a day. All right, if you do that, you can earn $4 a day until the watch is paid off. Of course, the goal is to improve your health by walking and giving folks an incentive to do it, which is great because walking is really good for you. It can help reduce cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, and of course, high blood pressure. And if you're a United Healthcare member already, check with them and find out all the details. Then you could get your free watch too. And now's the best time to do it because after all, 2019's coming. And of course, you want to eat better, exercise more, make more money, stop smoking, lose weight, and the list goes on.
All right, if you've ever used a VPN, you know it's a virtual private network, and you use these when your connection otherwise would not be secure. For example, if you're at the airport or a coffee shop and connect to public Wi-Fi. Recently, a study came out that shows some free VPN apps aren't quite as safe as they should be. And it's because about 60% of the top free mobile VPN apps found in Google's Play Store and in the Apple Store are from developers based in China. So if you didn't know, China recently implemented strict regulations that clamp down on VPN services. It forces VPN providers based in China to register with state authorities. So who knows what the Chinese government does with the information sent over those VPN apps? Not only that, but a majority of Chinese apps had little to no formal privacy protection and non-existent customer support. It's simple to find out where the app developer is from. When you're in the official app store and find an app you want, before downloading it, just scroll to the very bottom of the download page. You'll see a section with information about the app, including the developer, and it should have an address where the developer is located. If it's China, you just want to completely stay away.
Stay right where you are, just ahead. Some great tips and insider secrets to show you how helpful Siri can really be. And right now, let's talk about getting the most beautiful smile you could ever have in your entire life. I'm going to bet that you're a lot like me. We've had parents and teachers and dentists, just drilling on us, no pun intended, how to brush our teeth our entire lives. And each person gives us a different technique. But one thing that they can all agree on is that, well, you have to brush your teeth every day, and you have to do it for a full 2 minutes. So let me tell you about Quip. Quip is electric. It's small, it's light, it's sleek. There's a built-in 2-minute timer that pulses every 30 seconds to remind you to switch sides. With Quip, new brush heads are automatically delivered, just like the dentists recommend, every 3 months for just $5. This is a deal you can't beat. Try Quip, and you'll see why it's backed by more than 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25. That's it. Visit getquip.com/tech right now, and you're going to get a deal. Get your first refill pack for free with any Quip electric toothbrush. That's right. Your first refill pack is free at getquip.com/tech. You're going to love it. Just try it. Head over to getquip.com/tech right now.
So here's an update to a story we did recently on Amazon's new headquarters. I'm sure you remember hearing about Amazon's search for a city to host its second headquarters called HQ2. And of course, its first headquarters is based in Seattle, and it has reaped tons of benefits to the local economy. For over a year, cities around the country were lining up to get into the HQ2 sweepstakes, offering tax breaks and other incentives to Amazon to woo it to coming to their town. Amazon is expected to receive at least $2 billion in tax incentives. The winning location expected to bring at least 50,000 new jobs to the community. Well, Amazon finally chose the winning location, disappointing many other places around the U.S. They didn't just pick one new location, though. They chose now two. And now there's going to be an HQ2 and an HQ3, one in Northern Virginia and the other one in New York City. And you know what that means. Those 50,000 jobs will have to be split in two as well. So all the excitement about a slew of new jobs has been cut in half.
I lost my phone the other night, so I said, "Hey Siri, turn on the flashlight." And bam, I followed the LED light and found my phone in seconds. Here's another Siri trick. Let's say you don't remember where you parked your car. When your iPhone disconnects from your car's Bluetooth, Siri drops a pin. So ask Siri, "Where did I park my car?" It'll open Maps and show you the location. Or how about we split the bill at lunch and you owe me $10? If you've set up Apple Pay, say, "Hey Siri, send $10 to Kim." Done. Okay, one more. When you want to remember something, fire up Siri and say, "Remind me of this." Siri will add whatever you're looking at, email, text, websites, to reminders with a link that will send you straight back to the content. Nice.
Apple and Facebook are in a bit of a spat. According to the New York Times, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg recently ordered his management team to only use Android phones. So why, you ask? Because Apple CEO Tim Cook made some disparaging comments in public about Facebook and the role it played in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Cook was touting Apple's privacy policies in an interview with MSNBC. He said, and I quote, "We're not going to traffic in your personal life. Privacy to us is a human right and a civil liberty," unquote. How's that for a shot across the bow? Facebook came back with a snarky response on its own. It posted a blog this week that it has long encouraged employees and executives to use Android because it's the most popular operating system in the world. And speaking of Apple, what's the last thing you want to hear after shelling out $1,000 for a new gadget? How about the fact that it might have defective parts that could cause serious problems? Well, that's exactly what Apple fans are finding out right now. Apple just announced some new problems for the iPhone X, just what you want after shelling out $1,000 for it. They're saying you might run into some serious problems with the iPhone X's display. Apparently, people are having problems with the touchscreen due to a failing component on the display module. A couple of different problems may come up from this. The first one is the display or part of the display doesn't respond to all, or it responds sporadically to touch. The second issue is that the display might start to react even if it wasn't touched. Of course, neither is good. The last thing you need is a rogue touchscreen flipping out. And before you get too upset, though, know that Apple has worked out a replacement program to fix the problem. Apple or an authorized service provider will replace the display module on eligible devices free of charge. The iPhone X is the only model that is part of this program, and it's covered for 3 years. Another thing to keep in mind is Apple said if your device has any damage which impairs the ability to complete the repair, such as a cracked screen, that issue will need to be resolved prior to the service. In some cases, there may be a cost associated with the additional repair, so if your screen is cracked, you're most likely going to have to pay to have it fixed first. Also, if you've already ran into one of these touch issues and paid to have it fixed, check with Apple and you might be able to get reimbursed for that. Apple's problems don't end there. It's found another issue with the certain MacBook Pro laptops, and it's started another service program for those. If you have a MacBook Pro laptop, go ahead and find out what's going on with those by heading over to Komando.com and read our article titled iPhone and MacBook Pro Have Huge Problems.
More tech news from Komando.com is coming up in a moment. We're going to be talking about how low criminals are stooping to rip you off right now. But first, let's take a moment to hear from our partners who help make this podcast possible.
Cyber criminals are ruthless and will use every trick in the book to rip us off, but some hackers are amongst the lowest of the low. If you don't assume right now that someone somewhere in a dark room is tapping on a computer keyboard and trying to get into at least one of your accounts, well, you're kind of behind the times. But what might shock you is how they're doing it and who they're targeting. According to the Better Business Bureau, the number of medical data breaches has seriously been on the rise. A law passed in 2009 requires healthcare providers to report medical data breaches that impact at least 500 people. And since then, nearly 2,200 breaches have been reported, resulting in the exposure of over 176 million healthcare records. And things are only getting worse. Number of breaches has climbed every year since records started being kept. And in 2017, it was the worst year ever. This year, through October, there have been already 306 medical breaches reported, with almost 30 last month alone. It's a huge problem. If criminals' health information gets mixed with yours, your treatments, insurance records, and personal information and credit report could all be impacted. Not only that, but if your medical data is stolen, thieves can use it to commit identity theft. Not just medical fraud either. They can use your information to apply for loans and government benefits or pile up fraudulent charges on credit cards taken out in your name. One way to protect yourself is to read everything that gets mailed to you from your doctors and insurance companies. If you see anything suspicious, you'll need to contact your provider or your insurance company as soon as possible.
New research points to something I've warned you about for years. FOMO is bad for your health. During the holidays, it's the worst. Social media is supposed to make us feel more connected to our family and our friends. We hop on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat to get the latest. But during the holidays, depression and loneliness are serious problems. And research shows that social media FOMO, or the fear of missing out, only exacerbates things. You see, social media is really public relations. People only talk about all the great parties and dates and meals and presents. In reality, life isn't perfect all the time. So this holiday season, do something for you. Spend no more than 10 minutes a day on social media and do it for your health.
A few years ago, Keurig changed the way people make coffee. The ingenious invention lets you brew the perfect drink, 1 cup at a time in just seconds. Well, now the company has come up with a whole new idea. Keurig is now making a move into the cocktail market. That's right, cocktails. The company is teaming up with Anheuser-Busch on a product called DrinkWorks. The new machine will let you make a pre-mixed cocktail or beer instead of coffee. The first cocktail machine is called the DrinkWorks Home Bar by Keurig, and debuted earlier this week. It works and looks like a typical Keurig coffee maker, but this one has a little kick. The current drink list includes a daiquiri, a Long Island iced tea, margarita, mojito, White Russian, and more. You just place a pod in the machine, press a button, and your cocktail of choice will be on the way. It's pretty cool. Pre-orders are being accepted for select locations right now, but the machine won't be delivered until sometime next year. If you want to see it in action, check it out at drinkworks.com.
Watch whatever you want, whenever you want to do that. All you have to do is buy one little streaming box. So what's best? Apple TV, Chromecast, Roku, Amazon Fire, or yet another box? Here's the deal. No streaming device is best. Each one has their advantages and disadvantages. Let's take a look at some, starting with Apple TV. Since it's an Apple product, it works great with iPhones, iPads, and Macs, and it's compatible with AirPlay, Apple Music, and HomeKit. If you're already knee-deep in the Apple ecosystem, the Apple TV is a no-brainer. It has the essentials like Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Vudu, Hulu, and HBO. But the Apple TV is expensive. For much less, you can stream 4K content from Roku and Amazon Fire TV boxes. The included Siri Touch remote can also be a little clunky. All right, Roku is the most popular brand in streaming players. Why? It's service agnostic. It has apps from almost every content provider. Well, except Apple. If you want to access the most content from various services available, the Roku Ultra is the one for you. All right, what about the Amazon Fire TV Cube or Chromecast? Both are great if you're the right buyer for them. I have the details you need to select the best streaming player in my column. Read it all the way to the end. It's that good. I'm America's Digital Pro, Kim Komando, and now you're up to date. And I'm sure you want to learn more. So listen to my other podcasts or let them come to you in the free Komando.com app, which you can get at iTunes and Google Play. Just search for KOMANDO on your favorite podcast player. And join me this weekend for my national radio show. I answer your questions about everything digital, and I'm sure you have at least a few. For the station nearest you, head over to komando.com/radio. That's KOMANDO.com/radio.